Hi, Cancer. I'm Denise with Divine Soul Astrology, and today I'm here to discuss the nodes which are being squared on June 12th this year by Uranus. Now, it's a big deal. It's actually an astrological event. And why? Because Uranus has just entered Gemini in late April, and Uranus wants to bring change and innovation. It wants us to progress. It wants us to take us away from the old, outdated either beliefs or structures or whatever is kind of limiting us or so Uranus has already moved there, and it's a big game changer. It also represents unexpected change. But Uranus is in Gemini, in very cerebral Gemini, and it is making a square to the north node and the south node. Now, these are the lunar nodes, and these are not planets, but they are points in the sky, and they are the ones that create the eclipses. So this is why this is so like interesting and exciting, right? Now, we have Cancer. The South Node is associated with lack. It's also associated with the past, things we need to get let go of and move toward the North Node, kind of like our North Star. It is also associated with the known. So the known can keep us limited or stagnant, and it can even be our talents sometimes or what we're really good at, but we need to grow. And the North Node is our soul's mission. Yeah, that's very cool. So we're all moving there, consciously or unconsciously, right? The fact that we get conscious about it can be quite helpful, right? But the South Node, let's look at the chart now, and I'm going to move this over to the chart here. And we'll put this like that and make this a little bigger. And here we are. All right. So Cancer, I already have you on the ascendant, so you can see the chart. And I'm going to zoom in here on Uranus. I keep kind of going back and forth here, but Uranus just sounds nicer than Uranus, doesn't it? Yeah, or Uranus, right? And so here we have Uranus in your 12th house of ending. So for you, it's already a big change, right? There's a huge change here. Now, what the nodal axis is doing, or the square to the nodal axis, is triggering all this kind of growth, and it is in a way. So let's talk about it. It is in a major way, honestly. Now, the square wants us to change or wants us to make an adjustment. So we have the square Cancer to the South Node in your third house. Your third house is your ideas. It's the way you think. It's your perspective, your plans and goals, and things like that. It has to do with extended family, like siblings and things like that, or what is known, the familiar. Interesting about the third house, because the South Node, there's something here that you have to let go of, or that you could be doing that. You could definitely be doing that. But um, now the North Node will, or the square here is gonna really kind of push us to all change, right? Whether or not we go with that change is up to us, right? We have free will in that way. Now, this, it's interesting here with the square. It could be telling you honestly to kind of, stop kind of bending over backwards as well for siblings or extended family. It could be, or people maybe who don't appreciate you as well, people who are maybe in your tribe, this because well, this is about extended family, this, but your ideas are changing, your perspective is definitely changing, and it's moving away from kind of perfection or a wanting to be like over refine things, right? It could be doing that, but whatever it is doing for you, Cancer, is you're moving away from um, things that are limiting you. Yeah, and this is you're wanting to move into, or the square to the nodal axis will push you there, where you are moving away from the known and the familiar into the unknown. And what does that mean, really? The unknown is the North Star here, or the North Node is the unknown. Why is it unknown, and why is that? The unknown is where we can make everything happen for ourselves. We don't know. There's no guarantees. But if we stay behind with this limiting south node down here, then we will not grow, or we will not see our higher purpose, because the north node is associated with higher purpose and your soul's mission. All right. So the square is to your ninth house, and that is being ruled by Jupiter. All right. Your ninth house is your house of growth and expansion and wisdom. So you're definitely going to be growing and expanding, and you feel like you're probably, maybe you feel like you're being pushed into that. The ninth house is also about teaching and publishing, and because of the wisdom aspect, so to speak. And it is also about, culture and faraway lands and, long distance travel. It's all about that as well. And Jupiter is ruling that. And let's look at that, and then we'll go back to these other rulerships that are really important, because Jupiter is ruling not only your ninth house of growth and expansion, which is the natural ruler is Sagittarius. So this is very much about your philosophy, most likely kind of changing, right? And here it is making this kind of opposition, Uranus to Sagittarius, which is your sixth house of daily routines, your work and your health and wellness. So this is also the house of service, and there could be something here where your lifestyle is changing. You're being kind of pushed to do that. It can be more toward health and wellness, right? Because um, your sixth house is being I mean, excuse me, Jupiter rules your sixth house, and Jupiter's ruling the north node. So yeah, so that's very interesting there as well. You might have brand new habits with the nodal, the nodal changes, and also the change. And the nodes are moving. They're moving in July, which is, a month and a half away at the end of July, moving into Leo and Aquarius. So yeah, so there is a big change here, and the square will continue even though the nodal axis has put, into a new sign now, two new signs. Now, Uranus is, yeah, it's making this opposition though, Uranus to Sagittarius to the MC. The MC is can be associated with your career and your social roles or how you show yourself to the world. Honestly, the authority over your own life as well. So it's making that so you can see kind of where this is going, or it does, right? Um, and so the south node is being ruled by Mercury, and so is Uranus. All right. I think I might have mentioned this. This is my fourth video, so sometimes I kind of, unless I stay on track with these notes, right? But Mercury is the ruler of your 12th house of ending, so something has to end. It's also ruling your third house of your thinking and your information. All right. Um, and Mercury, where is Mercury on the day, right, of the perfect square? Mercury is right here, and so here is little Mercury, the little student, because he's, all about his mind and his intelligence. And Mercury is in your first house. Big changes for you, the way you think about particular things for you, Cancer. Big changes, all right? Um, what else I was going to say about Mercury here? Mercury. Yeah, Mercury is making the square to Vesta. Yeah, there's something, whatever you're doing here, the way you are changing is to bring more meaning or more balance to yourself. Vesta has to do with what you are um, quietly devoted to doing. So maybe you're quietly devoted to doing something here, because this Mercury is like, the Mercury is kind of taking over this reading, if you will. Right? It rules the Uranus, it rules Mercury, it rules the south node down here, and it is in your first house, right? And Jupiter, which is ruling the north node, right? Where you are trying to go here, where you are wanting to go, your higher purpose, your soul's mission. Jupiter's in your sign. Look how cool is that? So, yeah, Jupiter will be there until June 30th, and it is conjoined with Venus. So, Jupiter is your growth and expansion, and it's also exalted in your sign. So, this is really good for you. It definitely is. Yeah, and Jupiter's making this square to Chiron. So Chiron is a wound that is healing, and the nodal change or the square here is helping something heal about how you show yourself to the world, possibly career, but your authority over your own life. You're stepping into it, and Venus is supporting. And these are the two benefics that are together, Cancer. Yeah, Venus is supporting Jupiter there. And Venus is ruling your 11th house of future aspirations. How beautiful is that? Yes, and it is making an opposition to kind of a loose opposition, but it is making, yeah, it's making an opposition to Pluto, which is transformation. We also have Venus ruling your fourth house of emotional foundation. Everything you're doing here or you're being pushed to do, Cancer, is to really support you. It sure is. And at the time of the perfect square, it will, your natal moon, right? That is your luminary. It is well, it's in a very loose conjunction with Mars, but it's in your 11th house of future aspirations. So this is definitely helping you, right? And in value-based Taurus. All right. Thanks so much for joining me here, Cancer. If you want a reading with me, check out the description box. They're all for transformation or empower transformation, but expansion. That's what my readings support. They sure do. My website is below in the description box. Hit the little bell. Yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that little bell to be notified of my next upload. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.